It's about that time.
Pre-record on my count. 7, 6, 5, 4.
Here we go, Roger.
And on Insights, two eyes in the middle. INSiiGHTS, where we always talk the talk.
Rick. You good
Yeah.
there, Rick? Coach Clayton Cisco kid?
Was a friend of mine. Womp, 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 womp. What's happening, my man? My ABC, my favorite coach of the, not just of the year, not just of this decade. This is the man right here. If y'all didn't know, you better ask somebody, because as I say, I'm your reporter's favorite reporter. Well, whoever's your favorite coach, well, their favorite coach is right there. Mickey Clayton, ladies and gentlemen. Give it up to him, the coach, Mickey Clayton.
Man, that sunshine through on you, boy, give you some energy and have you going. I gotta love it. Man, first I want to say I'm glad you made it home safely.
Thank you.
It's a sorrowful occasion. I hope that you're seeing a lot of your family and friends, even under these conditions.
Got them around me right now, Coach.
That is great. Tell them we love them and we appreciate them, and we know it's a trying time, but you got the Insights family behind you.
Amen. I will tell them. I will tell them. Thank you all for your prayers and support. We appreciate it, definitely.
You know, one thing we always talk about, even when things are going well, I mean, heartbreak is always right around the corner. And so I get a phone call. You know, we got the show kind of outlined what we're gonna cover, and I get a call about 15 minutes before we go on the air. And on that call, I'm like, man, what you doing calling me? You know we get ready to start the show. You've been on this show. He said, Coach, man, I need you. Okay, what's up? Proceeded to tell me about one of his longtime friends was a young lady that was a close personal friend of his. He said, man, Coach, she's having trouble with her boyfriend. She works out in the gym 3, 4 o'clock in the morning. The guy had put hands on her. She broke up with him. He walked in, killed her, shot her multiple times. And I'm like, man. So we talked about it up till about 6:58. I told him I'll call him back, you know, when the show is over. But even when you are feeling well and things are going well for you, it's always something right around the corner that tests you. And I appreciate having the kind of relationship that one of my former players felt like he needed to call his coach and talk to him about it. Because I had met the young lady when I went to the funeral for his mother. And I had went and met her because she was there, and he was introducing me to everybody. It's my coach, y'all. It's my coach. He came to the funeral for my mom. But it's just a sobering thought for people to die senselessly, like the shooting we've had again in Texas. And just these things just continuing at too high a rate. And so what we're going to do is we're just going to pause just for a minute. Wherever you are, y'all just say a prayer for those people in Texas, for the Brown family, for people that are going through these tragedies right now. We're just going to take a minute and pray for them. Amen.
Amen.
No, it almost send it to him. It almost takes it away from some of the things that are really going on. But I have to kind of change it a little bit, because because that's who we are. But we closed the last show with haymakers being thrown at your favorite reporter by his two favorite people, Dr. Miller and Sports Diva. And whenever y'all have y'all exchange, the comments, the commentary afterwards is funnier than the show. I mean, Rick, you don't catch a break anywhere.
What did they say about me, Coach? What did they say?
Oh, they was talking about Rick just need to be quiet because they come in throwing body blows, and somebody said, "Well, at least he's a gentleman. He doesn't swing back." And they say, "Oh, they must wait to say something to Rick." I say, "Yeah, pretty much they do. Pretty much they do. They do wait and anticipate having an opportunity to get on Rick for anything imaginable and possible. You know, they pass those blows on. I couldn't do anything but laugh."
I love him. I love him. I love him. You know, I love him. It's good. It's good. It's all good. I mean, you know what, man? I'm gonna tell you the truth, Coach. You know, I be thinking about saying something, man. I be thinking about it. You know, and then when they be gone, I be talking again. I be talking again once they be, you know. So it's all good.
It's all good.
Yeah.
It's just funny. I already Sports Diva. I'm here, Rick.
Hey, hello, Sports Diva. Happy Tuesday, Sports Diva. I hope you had a great day at work, Sports Diva. Hope to see you in the next pool, Sports Diva, so you can come in last again. Sorry, I mean, yeah. Hope you join us again, Sports Diva. Mwah.
All things considered, it's a really a great day for us here at INSiiGHTS. You see above us, INSiiGHTS Roku Channel. We're in full bloom, up, going, and rolling. INSiiGHTS Roku Channel. INSiiGHTS is now on Roku. We're into 91 million homes. Just put INSiiGHTS in your Roku channel, and we're there. I mean, it was always a dream of ours that I shared with Rick a long time ago when we started doing this, to be able to have our own channel, have our own network. It's a lot of work involved in it to put it up and get it going and all of that, and working through whatever was going on with Roku. But we there now, y'all. So 91 million homes and overseas. I mean, we have some things that are going on in terms of some programming that we're going to do on Sundays, and some of it from some of the choirs and performers in Africa are going to be putting some stuff up here for us. So we're really excited about it. It's just really going well. Remember, we had the cast call last weekend, last week for INSiiGHTS. I think we got enough to be able for Gresham Multimedia to put together the skits that they want to do, that they're going to put on here at Studio 13. We're excited about it. I took a couple body blows. They told me last time I was plugging Blue Cross and wanted to know, did I get my palm grease? Because I had told them I wanted to be covered by Blue Cross. So we also had an interview, Black Men Sunday. Corey Murray, who was on our football show, trying to hype the New England Patriots like they need hype. We have gotten a high number of comments, positive comments, and loads of love from unsuspected people and supporters that really liked the interview that he did. We'll put the link on at the bottom. So after the show is over, you could click on his show, Black Men Sunday. It's a podcast. Talks about a lot of financial information, health things about Black men. They have a panel. They discuss a lot of it. And I've really been on twice now, but this one was just, they wanted to interview me, and I appreciate it. they're here covering the session. Had me out to dinner. Went to Harry's last night. Met some of the reporters from the Orlando television station, and we covered a lot of groundbreaking things and information that we'll be able to use here on Insights and pass on to our fans and our supporters and some of our content creators. So we're really, really excited, and things are just going with us. I mean, going well for us with Insights and the Roku Channel. Rick, thank you for being a part of it. You kind of hitched your saddle with us and held on, and we've started and stopped it. We're about 6 years in now, so we appreciate it.
Coach. Hey, even if I would have tried to jump off the ship, you would have thrown a life raft and then let me just float in the water until I got my act together. So hey, you know, I already know. But things are looking fantabulous. Yes, that's a word I made up. Fantabulous for Insights, and I mean, the sky's the limit of what is going on and giving back. And hey, not to toot your own horn, but go ahead, bud. Go ahead, man. Toot toot. Go ahead. Go ahead. If I had flowers, I could give it to you now, but I got you when I come to Tally.
You got me. You got me when you come.
Yeah. One rose. No. You understand? I'll get you a carnation.
Well, absolutely. You know that I appreciate it, and all the things that we're trying to do, like this.
Insights now has its own Roku channel. Insights itself is a dream maker, providing a platform for content creators. Go with Insights Roku channel into 91 million homes. We are strengthening our programs that will continue to educate, entertain, and enlighten our viewers. We will still feature youth sports, MicknRick, Insights Magazine, Remember the Legends, and much more. Stay tuned for our creative content. We will continue to appreciate your support.
91 mil.
91 million homes.
Worldwide.
And see, part of what we want to do, even now, we continue to expand our horizons. We started with high school sports and got into some HBCU information. And, we wanted to get a little distance, being the former coach at Florida A&M University. We wanted to get a little distance between there, because we're going to stay on the positive side anyway. And everybody expected us to do that. But now that we've expanded to be on 24 hours, 7 days a week, we've sent information to the CIAA, the SIAC, the MEAC, and the SWAC to each individual sports information director to forward information to us that goes along with what we get from those the SWAC and the MEAC main offices, so that we can do some things on those sports and what's going on in those teams. Our HBCU institutions cannot get enough publicity, nor can our student athletes get enough. And along that line, an old friend of mine, Carl Johnson at Edward Waters College, booster director. When I was at the booster director at Florida A&M University, he had me come and speak to him and talk about different fundraising ideas and things to help at EWC. And he called, because I send him the link every week, and he was fussing. He said, I didn't hear you say anything about EWC. I said, did I miss something? EWU. Let me go back.
Oh.
I said, did I miss something? You missed our national championship. You need to say something. I said, I didn't know about it. I said, baseball has not been something that we covered, though. We need to, because when I did the information about the SWAC Baseball Tournament, just seeing how some of our teams have done so well against some Power 5 schools and won some very important games, we need to let people know about what is going on. So he gave me the contact information for Coach Johnson, the Edward Waters coach. And Coach Johnson was coming off the World Series, the Black World Series National Championship. So he was kind of celebrating. He was in Hollywood doing some commercials and You know, he was coming back across. He got stopped in Texas. He had to go to Houston and Dallas. Then we had to send a charter plane to get him from New Orleans because he just forgot about coming back to Florida. So we had a all-out points bulletin for this young man who has been coach of the year and has garnered a very successful stint at EWU. So finally we did reach him. You know, we had to go through 4 agents to be able to get him on because he was doing so many shows and doing so many things, you know. So we're fortunate enough to have Coach Johnson from EWU on the show. Legendary coach, thank you for taking some time out of your busy schedule. We don't know where you are. You might be in Las Vegas now. Welcome to Insights.
Hey, I appreciate it. Thank you. I'm definitely appreciative of these opportunities, man, and all glory to God for allowing me to be in these positions to mold these young men. And thank you guys for all the coverage. It has been a crazy week. It has been a crazy week with just all the communications. Thank you for staying persistent and staying with us to be able to get on this platform here at Insights.
Oh, well, you're more than welcome. The honor and the privilege is ours, and this is why we created this platform for these moments right here, Coach.
Yes, sir.
To be able to reach out and help and bring attention and publicity to some of the successful programs that are going on, because I don't care if you've been on 5 shows a week, you could still be on 5 more because of what you accomplished.
Oh,
you
yeah.
know, we always highlight the negative with our kids and with our schools. And we cannot highlight enough the positive influences and those success stories to be able to shout them from the top of the mountaintop, especially in a time that we're in now with all this adversity going on.
Yes,
you know,
no doubt.
Coach, tell us a little bit about, I know Russ College was the first team you won, and you lost to in-state Florida Memorial, win the losers bracket. Man, I've come out I know what it's like in the losers bracket. Tell us what that was like and what you said to your team, or that the team did within themselves to pull themselves together that they would get ready to make this run.
Whew. Yeah, the mix of the tournament at the end of the year, you know, it was it's been a long season, and you know, we had the opportunities and opening up with Russ College and ended up getting that win, and then going against Florida Memorial, we lost, I think it was 14-1, 14-2, something like that.
Ooh.
You know, and just they've had our number this year. We played them multiple times. We lost 4 of the 5 outings versus them in the mix of the season. Good program, and they just had our number this year. So it was kind of one of those things. It was either win or go home, you know, with all the work that was put in and from the beginning of the year, 5 a.m. waits all the way back to August, and you know, all the work that the guys have put in, all the work that my assistant coaches have put in. And, you know, I always, you know, in the mix of doing all these shows, I always want to show love to my assistant coaches. You know, Ray Otero, Cody Crawford, those guys have worked extremely hard with our players, with all the on the field things and even off the field things. And so it was just one of those things with all the work that was put in. We were better than a 14-2 loss and better than, you know, going home early. So kudos to the players. The players got the job done. You know, coaches, we can only do so much. Players got on the field and they played, and they sucked it up, got together, and we were able to come back the next day at 12:30, and that was Central Standard Time. So we're still in Eastern Standard Time. Our bodies, you know, back 12:30, we played Russ College again. You know, they ended up winning their game. We played Russ College again, and another tough game. Finished that game, go back to the hotel, shower up a little bit. Then we had another game later on that evening versus Florida Memorial once again. And that game didn't start until after 10 o'clock. So that's 11 o'clock.
Stop. 10 o'clock p.m.?
Yes. So we had our first game at 12:30. And then, you know, luckily enough, thankful to Michael Corker and Gavin King and the Montgomery Biscuits and the city of Montgomery and Tyson Foods are the major sponsors of the event. You know, it was structured very well to where it allowed, you know, that game in between. You know, luckily enough, we had that game in between to where we were able to get some food, get back to the hotel, shower up, get back. The game was supposed to start at 8, but of course, when you got good baseball, it takes a little longer. Game before us just went extra, went over, and our game didn't start until about 10:15. And us winning the NAIA national title, I guess you can say, when we beat Florida Memorial, that game ended at 1:40 in the morning. That game ended at 1:40, and that's Central. So again, our bodies are still used to, you know, Eastern Standard, so 2:40 in the mornings per se. So again, the credit goes to the players because they found a way to suck it up and get it done. And you know, once again, I always want to give credit and our trainer, Kalen Williams, he worked really, really hard on getting those guys bodies and I mean, at the end of the year, anybody who's coached know at the end of the year, you just want your guys to gut it through and grind it through. And, you know, the work that the training staff put in with Seth Morris with strength and conditioning and Kalen as far as our athletic trainer, you know, he was there 7 o'clock in the morning sometimes, making sure those guys were ready to go before practice. So, you know, just thankful to be in those positions and with our support staff, you know, starting with the president, Dr. Zachary Faison. You know, he came in and his vision and what he wanted for the institution, you know, was definitely tremendous and putting people around him to, you know, bring his vision to light. And then to our athletic director, Dr. Bryant, you know, Dr. Bryant, as an athletic director, he was there from day one, especially in the midst of the tournament. So for the boys to be able to see his support and be there, and you know, he's a fan at that point. He's not an administrator; he was a fan. You know, eating breakfast with the guys, and you know, just visible and just their support. Man, the things that are happening at Edward Waters University is special. It's special.
Well, Coach, kudos to you, your staff, your humbleness. But I'm a former coach. Okay, I'm a former coach, and I've been been the head men's coach at Florida A&M, head women's coach at Florida A&M. Been in the tournament. Coach, when you lose 14-2, I hear what you say about all the stuff the guys did, but Coach, you had some words for them. You may not be able to tell us those words, but we always say, if we're going to lose, I'd rather lose by a lot. Because now I get their attention.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because they all get to a point where they think they know everything. I don't care what anybody says. They all, and as a coach at that level, it's part of what you know you have to deal with. But when they get their whole framework destroyed,
mm-hmm.
oh, whatever you say to them now, oh, they're not getting ready to go and be first round draft pick in the major league draft now. We got to regroup and get this thing together. But I also know you have to have some leadership on that team to reinforce what you say, because we're not with them all the time.
Right.
So tell us a little bit about the leadership that you had within the team that galvanized those guys and say, you know, you need to listen to what Coach Johnson say, because we can't go home now.
I will say, man, we got a good group of guys. You know, we got a good group of guys to where it honestly wasn't a bad conversation. it was simple. We did not play Edward Waters baseball. Like we came in feeling ourselves a little bit and we got slapped in the mouth. I was like, we did not play Edward Waters baseball. It was like, we win, we continue to play, we lose, we go home. We've beaten some very good teams playing our style of baseball. And that was a conversation. It was like almost verbatim. It was like, guys, it's at the end of the day, we got to play Edward Waters baseball. And to the leadership, you know, not really much was said. You know, these guys have worked so hard and holding one another accountable and the things in which was done. And it hurt them. Like us getting slapped in the mouth, it hurt. It felt we got knocked on our butts. But in the mix of the year and in the mix of the night, and nothing was really too much said. And got back on the bus, was quiet. Got to dinner back at the hotel, was quiet. And I know a few of the guys, sent some stuff out on messages or whatnot. But between Keelan Washington, that was the MVP, Peyton Schubert, our shortstop, Joseph Eishen, our starter who started game one that won the complete game. Those guys have been here kind of the longest. And those are guys that the players look up to. And it's weird because we've had some freshmen to step up and lead by example. And the guys listen. Everybody's there for a reason. Everybody trusts everybody. And one of my biggest things I always say, lead by example. Put yourself in a position to be able to be followed. And no matter whether it's a freshman, sophomore, junior, or senior, and so, but with those three main guys, they stepped up and they were able to, say a few little words and get the guys ready to rock and roll. And the next day came out, and you got to kind of play devil's advocate. It was like, guys, it is what it is. We didn't play our game, so don't get all tight and all upset. We're gonna go home. We're gonna eat. We're gonna rest up. Come back out tomorrow. My assistant coach Ray Otero, his number one thing: stay loose. And that was just the thing: stay loose and just play our ball.
Well, Coach, you played at EWC. All right, it was EWC then when you played, EWU now. But what does it mean for you to have that type of success in a program that you played in, that you were a part of?
Well, it means a lot, being from Jacksonville and coming home and playing at Edward Waters and being able to do this here, being able to do this home, being able to do this in the city of Jacksonville. It means a lot. The love and support and the mix of the city has been tremendous. So just good to be able to do it in your hometown, just somewhere I grew up with, was raised here. A lot of local friends, guys I went to high school with and college with and things of that sort, and just families. And the Jacksonville community is a good community. And, just the love and support that we've received even before this, with a lot of the things, again, that are happening in the mix of the institution. I'll get random texts and phone calls. Hey, man, I see y'all doing some things over there. Keep it up. Good job. And, with social media, our sports information director, Joshua Jackson, he's done a great job with making sure everything's being put out. I mean, my phone is attached to my hip way too much. But it's just in the mix of the city of Jacksonville, man, it's been rewarding.
What was the response when the guys got back on campus?
Well, I mean, unfortunately the semester was over. The semester, unfortunately, and that was another thing. I mean, the semester was over before we left. Those guys took their finals. Everybody was kind of gone. But, some of the parents were there. My wife and daughter was there. And, again, our administrator, Dr. Bryant, was there with us in Alabama. But when we got back on campus, the president, Dr. Faison, and, he had a luncheon for the boys the next day and, was able to, appreciation luncheon and congratulatory luncheon and, come take pictures and, just speak with the guys. So it's been good. It's been good.
Rick?
Yeah. First of all, congratulations, Coach. National champions. That's awesome. My question would be this. Was there a point in the season that you knew that you had a special team that could perhaps make a run like this? Or was there a game that you said, yeah, this team is special enough to do something?
Going back into the fall, we had an exhibition game versus a local junior college, Florida State College of Jacksonville, which is actually playing for the Division II JUCO World Series. They have it's a state of Florida JUCO. State of Florida junior colleges are good. And, we went out and we competed. We ended the game in a tie. However, there was a lot of great things that happened, put guys in certain situations. We had bases loaded. And I was like, all right, bases loaded, 2 outs. I put a freshman in the bat. He ends up getting a double. You know, another situation, second and third, 1 out, put a sophomore in. He hits a home run. You know, so just with all the young guys in which we have and some of the returners and the freshmen that we brought in, you know, then we're just like, okay, the pieces are there, you know, and, you know, of course you have the Jekyll and Hyde and the ups and downs throughout the season, but we ended up, one of our Miles College was third, I think, in that particular point in time in the SIAC standings, and we drove out, went out to the Miles, and you know, we ended up taking 2 or 3, you know, and it was a very good offensive performance. The energy was great, and then turning around, and Savannah State was number 1 in the conference, and we ended up sweeping them. So it was like, you know, we're like, okay, we fixed some things in which that didn't go well early on in the season, and it came about. So I would say about halfway through, once we had that series with Miles, you know, that really kind of opened the eyes a little bit.
Well, EWU athletic department has really been growing, adding sports, football, and doing some things. I saw a comment somebody asked, do they stream any of your baseball games?
Yes. You know, and again, on our social media pages, you can see we have our YouTube page to where our home games are streamed. I mean, you know, we added men's volleyball, soccer, adding golf next year, you know, indoor track and field. I mean, a lot of things in which are going. I think we have 16, 17 sports this year. So it's there's a lot. And like I said, Joshua Jackson with Sports Informations, man, he's done a great job with getting stuff on social media, getting things live streamed. And so, you know, for those parents that can't make it and those fans that can't make it, to be able to view those guys on the field.
Well, we appreciate you taking the time to share with our listening audience and viewing audience and those who will see it. After we finish the live promo, we put it back up after we finish the live show, and the number of people that'll go back, and we'll send it to different people so that they could see it, because we're all very proud of you and the success of EWU. You know, anytime one of our sister schools, brother schools right here in the same state does well, you know, we all have to pull for you.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Oh, man. But if anything comes up, you know, I just put Joshua on our request to send us information on how the athletic teams are doing so that we can make sure that we can cover EWC and that people will be able to come on and see what goes on in a weekly report that we do in terms of some of the schools and institutions, so that they'll know, and that they'll know, again, when you play in different areas, they might be able to go see you and your team play.
No, I appreciate it. Be careful what you ask for. You're about to get flooded with a bunch of stuff. I'm telling you, there's a lot of great things happening. I'm talking in every sport, you know, not only the sports, just in the institution. So, hey, get ready for it, baby.
Hey, Reggie, we want that. I mean, that is why we are here.
Yes.
And like I said, we got a platform 24/7, 7 days a week, 24 hours. So we have room to put content up there. So that's what we're here for. For God to bless you with different things in life, and you don't allow others to share in it, is against what our mission and purpose is. So our whole thing is to make sure that we bring these accolades and attentions to these student athletes, to these programs, that let people see what is going on in our communities and how some of the positiveness is going on that people aren't really telling you about. You know,
Agreed.
We always say that if it's negative, then carry that real quick. But if it's something positive, you almost have to search for it to find it. You know, so congratulations to you. I think it's 11 years you've been over there at EWU.
11 years, yes,
success
sir.
that you've had. I've played against Edward Waters when I was on the basketball team at FAMU. Coached against them when I coached the women, and coached against them when I coached the men. So I'm well aware. I keep calling it EWC because they used to do this thing. You probably changed it. He said EWC, EWC. EWC. And I said, boy, they got James Weldon Johnson Jim, which playing anymore. They got everybody in here rocking. I mean, you better show enough come to play when you come to Edward Waters to play over here, because they showing up trying to beat you. And they used to do that thing, boy. We'd have our kids getting on the bus and they'd be chanting it, EWC, EWC. I said, y'all need to stop. So again, Coach, I appreciate you being here. If there's anything we could do with Insights moving forward, you have our number, you have our contact information. Josh knows how to reach us too. Just let us know. And that's what we're here for, Coach.
I appreciate it. Thank you again.
We're gonna move on. We actually have something that we're doing with the SWAC Baseball preview, kind of covering them a little bit. And that is exactly where we're getting ready to go. You are more than welcome to stay on, but if you have other things to do and go back to Las Vegas and do what you do, we understand.
No. The South Athletic Conference announces their baseball tournament seedings and opening round matchups. The SWAC has announced the seedings and first round matchups for the upcoming 2022 SWAC Baseball Tournament, slated to be held May 25th, 29th at Regents Field in downtown Birmingham. Alabama State clinched the Eastern Division #1 seeding after completing the regular season play with a 21-8 record. They were number 2 in the SWAC with home runs. They pounded 48 home runs and with a team batting average of .294. ERA second in the SWAC with 5.21. The number 2 seed in the East was Florida A&M University, followed by number 3 seed Bethune-Cookman. Jackson State claimed the number 4 seed, rounding out the team from the Eastern Division that claimed tournament berths. Both newcomers from the MEAC into the SWAC, the FAMU Rattlers and the Bethune-Cookman Wildcats, finished 19-11 and second and third in the East. FAMU had 5.39 ERA, which was third in the SWAC. One of the things I found out in researching the tournament play, some of these teams in the SWAC beat some pretty good opponents. Bethune-Cookman beat Youngstown State early in the season 3-1. They beat JU 4-3, beat Stetson 4-0. They lost a close one to LSU 7-8 and lost a close one to University of Florida 2-3. They had the number 1 ERA with a 5.01. Now, when you go over to the West, in the Western Division, Southern Jaguars claimed the number 1 seed after completing regular season 21-9. Grambling claimed the number 2 seed, while Prairie View enters the tournament in the West, number 3. Texas Southern clinched the number 4 seed in the Western Division, wrapping up the Western Division teams to clinch spots. Southern, they led the SWAC in home runs, home runs allowed. Their pitching gave up 64 home runs. Texas Southern, number 4, they had .320, first in the SWAC batting average. Stole bases like stealing was an honor. 257 attempts, they stole 220. They were, man, they should have been arrested just walking in a place because they were going to steal everything. They ran and kept running. You have to keep them off the bases if you're going to win, because a walk to them is like giving them a triple. Prairie View finished third in the West. They beat New Mexico State 7-6 regular season and Texas A&M Corpus Christi 5-4. Grambling finished second in the West. They had a close game earlier in the year. Mississippi State, they lost 1-2. Grambling was number 1 in home runs. They pounded the ball. They clubbed 55 home runs, scored 504 runs. Their pitching Now that's the problem. 7.10 ERA was the pitching staff for Grambling. To have a shot, Grambling's gonna have to outscore you. Is how they figure they're gonna have to win. The best ERAs were all in the Eastern Division. The top 4 teams were all Eastern Division teams. 4 of the top 5 fielders were in the Eastern Division as well. What does that tell you? It said the teams in the West can hit it. The teams in the East play a little bit better well-rounded baseball. But one thing you know is in the SWAC tournament, you never know how it's going to go. But stay tuned to Insights for updates as we try to keep you apprised of what's going on in the SWAC tournament. Wednesday games. Game 1, FAMU versus Prairie View, 9 in the morning. Game 2, Grambling State versus Bethune-Cookman at noon. Game 3, Southern versus Jackson State, 3 o'clock. Game 4, Alabama State versus Texas Southern, 6 o'clock. But the championship game is on Sunday, game 13, lucky 13 for somebody, 12 o'clock. All games Central Standard Time. This is Insight, SWAC Insight. This is Mickey Clayton, the coach.
So far in the SWAC tournament. This one sends a charge to deep left. Belton going back. Oh, what a play.
No, coach. He went through the fence.
Isn't that something?
He went through the fence, coach,
Yes, sir.
and kept and caught the ball.
But see, they called it a
Oh
home run.
no!
Oh,
And they called it a home run.
you know that was a controversial call.
Oh my goodness! I don't know about that. I don't know about that one.
You don't know about that one, do you?
No, because he caught it in the field of play, and then went through. I don't know about that one. I don't know. I had to do some research on that one because I think I think he blew that one. But hey, anything can happen in tournament play. You have to overcome missed calls and everything. So, that's why it's called a championship.
Best Memorial Day sale
Man,
ever.
some of those things
Save up to $500 on our
actually,
best brands. When you get a king bed for
got
the
me
price of a queen,
kinda
we're a
excited
queen for a
pretty much
twin.
about doing
Hurry into
baseball.
Mattress Firm. Restrictions
I mean,
apply.
they were,
See store or
I
mattressfirm.com
hate
for
that I
details.
missed so much of that. You know,
What? And then what was the line? They what about the stealing? They stole. They should have been. They could have been. They stole it like it was a crime. No, not like it was a crime, but they stole bases like. Oh man, that was a good line. I should have written that one down.
so you should have written it down.
Yeah, because I would want to. I'm gonna have to look at the show again because I'm gonna take that one, Coach. I'm telling you now, I'm gonna use it sometime. 'Cause I'm gonna take that one.
And you supposed to. you absolutely supposed to use it. Absolutely.
Oh man. That's gonna be a heck of a tournament, though.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. It makes you kind of want to go see some of that, doesn't it?
Yeah. Not only that, it makes me want relive the days that I played baseball. I miss those days now. Ah.
That was one of your sports.
Yeah, in high school, actually, it was my best sport. Actually, in high school, unbelievable. Fun times in DC.
I would say
Yes,
it was one of
indeed.
your best sports, huh?
Yeah. Senior season 361. Made all city at third base. Nice time.
You hit
But
361, Rick?
I did. Led off, and I played third base, and it was interesting. And that season, we were so sorry. I pitched one game. Don't want to tell you the line. Oh, I'll tell it to you. 5 innings pitch, because I'll never forget it. 7 runs, all earned. 7 hit batters.
Oh.
But we lost 7-6.
Wow, you mean you actually had a chance to win that?
Yeah, we had the I was a tie run on second base in the bottom of the seventh, and yeah, I couldn't get it in to get that L off my first time pitching and my last time pitching. Couldn't get the L off my record. Like a scarlet letter. Bing.
I think what you needed was you needed the right person to assist you and help coach for you. See, I think that's what the whole problem was right there.
I needed Coach Johnson. That's what I needed. I needed Reggie to help me out here.
Hey, you needed Reggie to help you out.
Yeah, told me how to stop hitting people.
Yeah, that I thought that was a pretty good piece by him.
Yeah,
I thought that he did a really good job.
he did. Definitely.
You know, anytime you can get that national championship, you know, that in itself is an accomplishment. You know, so we really kind of proud of him for what he did with the program and getting those guys together. EWC, they get all respect.
Indeed.
You know, that takes a little bit. Anytime you win a national championship, that says something, Coach.
And Coach, and you can relate to this when you return to your alma mater to coach, and you have success. Just can you explain the feeling, the emotions of that, just the gratitudes of doing it where you went to school, where you grew up, where that's you. I mean, that has to be awesome.
It is, because at the end of the day, it's more than a job for you. As they say, it's an adventure. It's more than that. It's an act of love, because it means so much to you to provide those opportunities for your student athletes, and knowing where they come from, and knowing that 9 times out of 10, when you walk in, you the underdog. And to know what it is that you're teaching them, that you never succumb to the fact that some people think that you're not qualified or good enough to do certain things. So you take more pride in it. I mean, because you want them to do well, because those are the sons and daughters that are going to raise your sons and daughters. When these student athletes grow up, they're going to be the ones that your kids lean on and look up to. Those are the future leaders. So when you talk to them and you tell them about things, you can tell them about the FAMU Bethune-Cookman rivalry because you've lived it. You can tell them about Florida State and how they didn't want to play you. You know, you could tell them, like my assistant coach said, we went to a tournament in Furman one year and we beat Dartmouth, Minnesota, and somebody else. He said, oh, them young ladies at Dartmouth may go on to be dentists, but they're going to remember FAMU getting that hiney. They can grow up to be whatever they want to be, but they're going to remember FAMU getting that hiney. And when we beat Auburn, and they were ranked 10th in the nation, and when we beat them, and for 3 or 4 years, whenever that team wasn't playing well, they'd walk in at halftime and do the rattler sign to get them fired up.
Wow.
But they wouldn't get them fired up enough to schedule us again, though. We tried to. Yeah, I told him, I said, Coach, you going all over the country telling everybody about FAMU this and FAMU this. Put us on the schedule and we can resolve it right now. Yeah.
Now we good.
He ain't want them snakes no more. He ain't want no parts of their snakes anymore. So, you know, it has a special meaning for you. I mean, what did we say in the interview I had with Black Men Sunday? Dr. Humphreys tells him when he would recruit me, he said, son, let me tell you what happens when you come to FAMU. Because any championship you win at FAMU, you win for us, for your own people. You don't win it for somebody else.
That's right.
You on an all-black team, all-black cheerleaders, all-black coaching staff, all-black stands, all-black pep band. Every championship you win for us, you win for your own people. Can you say that if you go anywhere else? I said, wow, Doc, that's pretty deep. And we would tell them recruiting, say, whatever you want to be. You want to be SGA president? When coaching the girls, if you want to run for Miss FAMU, which we did have a Rattlerette end up being Miss FAMU, you can be that. You can't be that everywhere else you go. You can't run for SGA president.
Nope.
Student activities, having a dance, you got to look in the door and see what music they playing to see if it's for you. Anything that we have on the campus of Florida A&M University is for you. Speakers are for you. Events are for you. They all help. They're all there to help with your enrichment. So we kind of had to walk that line with them to tell them, because they didn't quite understand. And if we were bringing them in for homecoming, oh my God, was it a mess? They didn't. Couldn't nobody recruit with FAMU homecoming. What they gonna tell them? They ain't want them to come to FAMU homecoming. That was the last thing they wanted them to do, was to come to our homecoming. They ain't want that.
And if you don't know, now you know, folks.
Oh, now you know. Ain't that something? So we use it, man. You would see them change all kind of schedules around so they wouldn't let them kids come to us for homecoming. What did you have to compete with that? Not a thing. So, exactly. So,
Hey, it's sort of like my two friends, their conversations tonight. Nada.
oh, see, Rick, you just won't let sleeping dogs lie. You won't let it stay, Rick. You just have to go there. And that's how they get started with you.
I told you, Coach. I told you. If baseball was very, very good to Chico Escuela, the fictitious former New York Met infielder played by Garrett Morris in the 1970s on Saturday Night Live, it has to be very, very awesome to one living legend. On today's Remembering the Legends, we shine the light on a player who has been involved in baseball for nearly 45 years. Today, we spotlight former MLB player, now manager, Johnny B. Dusty Baker. The 72-year-old Baker, a Riverside, California native, is currently the manager of the Houston Astros. Known for his ever-present toothpick twirling in his mouth and his old-school wristbands, Baker recently became the first black manager to win 2,000 games and just the 12th manager to achieve that feat overall. But what some may not know about Baker is that he played 19 seasons, mostly for the Atlanta Braves and Los Angeles Dodgers. No, his claim to fame isn't just being in the on-deck circle when Hank Aaron hit his historic 715th home run. By the way, did you know after that historic celebration, Baker laced a double? But anyway, Baker has also won 2 Silver Slugger Awards for Best Offensive Player at his position, and also won a Gold Glove for defense. He was a 2-time All-Star and became a World Series champion when he played with the 1981 Los Angeles Dodgers. He finished his career with 1,981 hits and 242 home runs. When his playing days was over, he was hired as a manager by the San Francisco Giants, just the 7th black manager in Major League history. While he hasn't won a World Series as a manager yet, he must be doing something right, as he's also been chosen to manage the Chicago Cubs, Cincinnati Reds, and the Washington Nationals. What makes Baker successful is he has a knack of turning bad teams or situations around. Prior to his arrival as manager, the Giants, Cubs, Reds, and Nats either had losing records or did not make the playoffs. Baker changed that with an ability to get the best out of his player. And prior to his latest gig, the Astros were the disgrace of the Major League, having been caught in a cheating sign-stealing scandal that led to the firing of general manager, the manager, a $5 million fine, and loss of top draft picks. But Baker has helped his squad overcome that stigma. And in his second season, following the COVID-affected 2020 season, Baker led the Astros to the World Series, where he became just one of 9 managers to lead his club to the World Series in both the American and National League. And now he is part of the 2000 win club. It means extra, Baker said, becoming the first black manager to win 2,000 games. It means extra to the culture. It means extra to society. It means extra to my race. And it means extra, hopefully, for others to get an opportunity so I'm not the last. That's what legends do. Pave the way and open doors for others to follow. That's why Dusty Baker is a legend. Do it for the culture.
Good job, Rick. Good job.
Do it for the culture.
Good job. That was some good stuff there.
Thanks, sir. Thank you, Coach. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much.
We appreciate it. The time and effort during this time to put that in. And as we head towards the end, we said we got a lot of things that are going on. Insights Roku and some of the programming that we have, some creative content that's coming that is exclusive for what we're doing. Nobody else is doing it. And here's something here.
Mac 4 Enterprises is sponsoring and a unique opportunity for independent singers, musicians, and performers to showcase their talent. Mac 4 Enterprises is working in conjunction with INSiiGHTS Roku Network to provide a platform that will allow and enable these performers to be seen on a vehicle that serves over 91 million homes. 850-999-2870. Info at INSiiGHTS.
See? We just got it cooking now. We just got it cooking. We provide opportunities, and it's up to you. In discussions today with somebody wants to do some graphic designs for us, wants to produce some merch for us, some t-shirts, some hats, some other information for us that will be available to the public out there with Studio 13 and INSiiGHTS. So, I mean, we just trying to keep it moving. We're just trying to keep it moving.
Look out. I mean, 2022 may be almost half over, but it's only just begun. It's only just begun. The best is yet to come. Trust, trust, trust.
And we're still on our social media, still on YouTube, still on Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, but also with our own Roku channel. So we appreciate your support. Download it. Go there. You doing some homework or doing something, see what's up there. I actually saw the #1 game, an instant classic, Thomasville High in Brooks County. It was on the schedule up there. Watch it on that big TV. Man, them suckers look pretty good up there, you know. So
I can't get when I get home. That's the first thing I'm gonna do. I'm gonna fire up the Roku TV and check it out.
Check it out. We got a section that you don't even know about. I won't even tell you. You'll find out when you go up there and see it. You'll go up there and see it. But we got categories and different things up there, and we got some stuff. Woo! I don't like to talk a whole lot before we show our hand to surprise people with what we're doing, but we got some creative content coming that you won't find on any other channel. So we appreciate everybody's support, their love, the commentary from the podcast we did on Black Men Sunday. Man, that thing, it's been overwhelming, the support and commentary we've gotten from people who said they learned a lot about your favorite coach and some of the advice that we gave and words that we said. I mean, from relationships and being married and picking the right one, some Dr. Humphrey stories. I mean, we talked about a little bit of everything. So everybody, we appreciate y'all. Rick, I need you to drive safely.
Thank you, Coach. Thank you.
Back to Florida, and you know, it's a bad circumstance, but enjoy the time you have with your family. You know, it's just always unfortunate that we really don't get together until it's a negative situation. You know.
Indeed. I appreciate it. And hopefully be home by Sunday. And we'll just keep it moving. Keep it moving.
Keep it moving. We appreciate all of you. We appreciate Coach Johnson and John Jackson and everybody.
With the latest from INSiiGHTS. Visit our website at INSiiGHTS.com. 2 I's in the middle. INSiiGHTS.
INSiiGHTS is a copyright of Mac4 Enterprises, a Florida corporation. This broadcast is produced under the exclusive ownership of Mac4 Enterprises and is the intellectual property and trademark of Mac4 Enterprises. Comments of the host and other individual speakers on INSiiGHTS represent their independent thoughts and representation.
INSiiGHTS now has its own Roku channel. INSiiGHTS itself is a dream maker, providing a platform for content creators. Go with INSiiGHTS Roku Channel into 91 million homes. We are strengthening our programs that will continue to educate, entertain, and enlighten our viewers. We will still feature youth sports, MicknRick, INSiiGHTS Magazine, Remember the Legends, and much more. Stay tuned for our creative content. We will continue to appreciate your support.
See you next week, Coach.
All right, my brother. You take care. And drive safely. INSiiGHTS family loves you, man.
Yo.